Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
All right. So here we go. We've got our go-go juices.
Yes, yeah,
A treat in the Appalachians, apparently. Let's
yeah.
give it a taste.
It's exquisite.
It's so fucking sweet.
It's
My
kind of
God.
like heaven juice. You don't like it?
I'm just curious what the sweetness is. It's obviously the tanginess of the fucking Red Bull.
I don't know. It's delicious. This might be my go-to drink. Get going. No, go-go juice. I'm giving go-go juice an A+. Honey Boo Boo's mom knew what was up. I guess think about like a little like 5-year-old about to do a pageant. Give her like one of these.
I'm surprised they don't just die. I would think.
I'm sure they're not going to live that long. Have you seen these people?
Yeah. I don't know, man. If you guys have ever had any go-go juice, feel free to join the open seat here, and we'll let you come on and talk about your go-go juice experience.
Oh, of course. You drink go-go juice, hop on. Let's just we got to dive in right now on what happened last night in sports. The UFC fight, Conor McGregor. He knocked out Jose Aldo.
Yeah, but it's Jose Aldo.
Jose Aldo.
That's that right off the bat that made me want him to lose. I don't know. Neither one of us really know that much about.
Okay, we're UFC. Not. Okay, listen. Me and Chance are, I would say, hardcore boxing fans, but since there's not really like good boxers anymore,
yeah,
we've just been forced to start watching UFC. Like against our will, we're like, no, we're not wearing tap out shirts. We're not doing this. We're not watching UFC. We started watching it. We're kind of getting into it. I don't really know the backstory too much. Aldo had to give up the title.
No, he didn't give up the title. What happened is when he was training to fight Conor McGregor before Conor McGregor's last fight, he got an injured rib.
Right.
He had to bow out, but he didn't give up the title. But Conor McGregor got to fight for like an interim title, basically. So it was just he still had the title. So coming into this fight, he was still considered the champ.
Right.
But he fucking. Did you watch any of there's this show that promotes it called oh shit, it promotes like all the UFC bouts. It's like the 24/7 boxing show that's on HBO.
No.
But it's like you just watch it on YouTube. And it's so dirty and filthy, and they just let them just be like fucking fuck. And it's so much better than all the behind the scenes stuff you get with NBA or NFL where they're trying to make it so family friendly.
Yeah, even the Mayweather ones weren't that bad. It was, I mean, Mayweather was like dumb stuff, but it was like it'd always be really interesting, his training, and then when they interview his dad, it was the top part of that show.
But there's a show that's like that for this, and it's like but it's just like 1 hour long thing. There's tons of shows that are like 5-minute things that they release like every day leading up to it to promote it. But Jose Aldo was just, it showed like how kind of affected he was by Conor McGregor's tactics, like his similar to Floyd Mayweather type tactics or Muhammad Ali or any just really, really good shit talker.
Yeah, he just bullies you. Like you don't want to like just tangle with him at the press conference, but then he's making you look like a pussy if you don't do anything. You're just nervous. It gets in your head. Conor McGregor's like, he's about to make a lot of money with the UFC the next few fights of his. Ronda Rousey was taking. I mean, she was going to be the highest paid, female and male.
She's going to be just one of the highest paid, probably professional fighters.
Yeah,
period.
and she
probably actually still is with all of her endorsements and with her big
Roadhouse.
box office draw Roadhouse 2.
Yeah,
beginnings.
I think McGregor is. This is what sucks though. It's like if you lose a fight by decision, it doesn't matter, and it's not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
If you get knocked the fuck out, like
on the first punch.
Yeah. Even in the first round, or Rousey, I guess, got knocked out in the second round, but 10 seconds in.
But she was getting her ass.
But I mean, you get just kicked in the head, just knocked out cold. It hurts your brand.
Yeah,
to where like it's kind of like Chuck Liddell. He was so big, and then he started just getting his ass kicked in every fight. Just like knocked out, so that nobody cared about him. Just all of a sudden, he was nothing. Same with Tito Ortiz and all the big fighters of past, and
eventually it will happen to Conor McGregor.
Oh, he's gonna get knocked. You can't fight that much and just like stay like a winner in that sport.
Yeah, and I don't think he's undefeated.
He's undefeated in UFC.
Yeah,
he's lost 2 professional.
And I think
fights.
that's how Jose Aldo was too. He was undefeated in UFC, which he'd been fighting in for like 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
But he had lost some. I don't know if they're amateur fights. I don't know if there really is an amateur circuit for this type of fighting.
It's just like a fight club.
Yeah, like there's probably still money like involved. It's not really amateur.
It's like you don't get a paycheck. It's like people holding like money. Like,
yeah,
oh, kill him!
Like some Asian guys, just like waving money, cash around a chalkboard. But I don't know. It's when you have a fighter that's talks shit so good, like Conor McGregor, you like him, but you also kind of want to see him get beat a little bit too.
Yeah, right now I like him. I'll probably start hating him. It's just, but like he's so good in promoting the fight. He turns it into like it has kind of the. I hate to say this, you're gonna make fun. It has like that wrestling feel, like it's like the Hulk Hogan or something, or it's Stone Cold like coming out. Okay, case in point, Vladimir Klitschko just got beat. He's been the heavyweight champion boxing for 10 years.
Yeah.
He got beat by Tyson Fury. 1, who's Tyson Fury?
Yeah.
And 2, I didn't even know that fight was happening.
No, it wasn't even in the United States, right? It was like somewhere in Russia, probably.
It happened at 5:00 on a Saturday because it was in Russia. HBO played it live at 5:00
for free.
And then replayed it just like the condensed version at 8:00 that night. And I was just like, Tyson Fury, kind of a cool name. I don't want to watch a Klitschko fight at all. I don't like heavyweight boxing, so
no, it's so boring. Oh my god. Ugh. It's just like if you're gonna watch boxing, you at least want to watch like quick, small, skillful guys that are moving around a lot.
I used to love. I swear it was Lennox Lewis that killed the heavyweight division with his boring style, where he would just like, I'm just tough. You try to knock me out for 12 rounds.
Yeah, you just can't. Like even back when Holyfield and those heavyweights were fighting, it was kind of fun.
I loved Holyfield fights because he would just be like, punch me in the face as much as you want.
He would just brawl. He wanted to go prove
anything. Which was his downfall in life.
Yeah. He always wanted to prove he could fight whatever style the other guy was going to fight. He would never fight his fight. He was just not a smart fighter. He's an extremely tough fighter. But
and now he's broke and like still trying to fight.
This brings up the fact that Roy Jones Jr. at 46, he's either 46 or 48. I'm not sure. He's fucking over 45 years old.
Right.
Fought some like Ukrainian dude or some fucking Eastern European guy that just dominated him for 4 rounds. Pretty much knocked him out twice. I don't know why they let the fight go on after the first knockdown because it was just so brutal. It was clear that like Roy Jones is about 20 pounds overweight for a fighter.
Roy Jones and Bernard Hopkins both could have gone down as 2 of the greatest fighters of all time had they just had like 1, money managers probably, and 2, like just people giving them good advice. Like, all right, quit now. You're one of the greats. Same thing with Roy Jones. Whenever we were growing up, Roy Jones was the most fun to watch his fights
because he wasn't a heavyweight; he was like a light heavyweight or something. Right?
Yeah,
and he dominated so much.
Around.
Yeah, and he would do that wind up and then just knock people out at will. So probably during that era on steroids, don't you think?
Oh,
that was like the time when like they weren't really testing for. Everybody was in denial that their sports stars were on steroids during that time.
The '90s were great.
Yeah, the '90s.
That's why you like look back at it as just the best like sports era. But then you also think like these people were just taking so many drugs. That's why everybody's just like brain dead, or they're like Mark McGuire, where they're just like shrunk like a whole person. Like,
well, Mark McGuire is the most obvious example of it. Barry Bonds is obvious, but Barry Bonds was pretty big before he started taking steroids.
Yeah,
Mark McGuire was like a tiny guy. He put on like 100 pounds of muscle like in the off season.
Yeah, they come back for the off season. It's like,
yeah.
It's great. I love boxing. I'm starting to really kind of get into UFC.
Yeah,
I was at my wife's Christmas party, so I wasn't able to get the fight. I really wanted to. You pulled the trigger on actually buying it. So.
I bought it.
This is what, your 3rd or 2nd?
This was only the 2nd one I think I had bought. I mean, I've watched a ton of UFC stuff, like the day after type stuff, like when Ronda Rousey started getting real popular, and when I was in Colorado a couple months ago, I randomly got the first Conor McGregor fight I'd ever seen, just because I saw him doing the promotion. And that just shows you kind of how transcendent him and Ronda Rousey are for UFC, because they're bringing somebody like me that was really holding on for no reason. Now
our thing was both. It's hard to watch brutal knockouts. Like
when it's like somebody just getting elbowed. The fight before that was a championship fight too, and that fucking fight, dude, was the most brutal thing I've ever seen. I really thought the guy was gonna die. He just was like losing so much blood, and even Joe Rogan was just like, why are they not stopping this? They let it go on to the whole next round, and Joe Rogan was just like, this is like pretty fucked up. They're doing this to this guy. It was the champ, whatever. It was like the 185 weight class. I can't even remember his fucking name. That shows you how little we know. But he just got destroyed and got his title taken. He'll probably never fight again. I can't imagine he could ever fully recover from that. It's so brutal, and we kind of were holding on to that and pretending that even though we watch like street fight videos on that are just like as bad.
That's something I'm so embarrassed of as a human. When like I see somebody, for one thing, if you actually take the time to post it on Facebook, that like really says a lot about you as a human.
I hide it so hardcore, like from my wife. Like sometimes I'll watch like World Star Hip Hop fucking fight compilations that are like 30 minutes long.
I have this. Me and you have talked about this too, where I have this thing where I like kid knocks out bully. And it's always like a bigger guy just like picking on a kid, and he just like he gets that one punch that just makes him a legend, just because like somebody was like thinking they were gonna film this bully just beat the shit out of this kid.
Yeah. That's so shitty about fighting today. I'm gonna get into it. That's like you're chronicled for life on YouTube, just like your humiliation as a child.
Yeah. Now, one thing I don't watch is girls fighting. It disgusts me.
Yeah, and
the hair pulling. I was like, "Ugh, stop! This is wrong."
They throw some of those in, but normally they throw them in just for like the girl whose like titty falls out or something. I always feel so bad for those people, because it's like not only are you getting your ass kicked, but like your tits are falling out, like on fucking World Star Hip Hop.
World Star.
A million people are like watching this video.
Another thing I'm embarrassed I watch is the Thug Life videos.
I don't think I've ever seen those.
It's just like stupid stuff happens, and it'll just like. Everybody that's logged on here has probably seen a Thug Life video. I'll post one on our page. They're just kind of funny, but then it's one of those things with the internet. It sucks you in. You start watching them, and it's ridiculous and embarrassing.
But I don't know. Conor McGregor, they're saying he's going to fight. I think it's like 3 months from now again, and
they're fighting. That's what Ronda Rousey like got her, was they moved her fight up, and she clearly was just too cocky and busy to train properly.
Well, it's just like you're just gonna get beat eventually. I don't know.
Yeah,
we say that every time, and maybe Conor McGregor goes on and just keeps winning. But at the end of the fight last night, did you see any of the Joe Rogan's interview with Jose Aldo after the fight?
No, I just saw McGregor on ESPN did the interview. I didn't see Aldo's.
Well, first off, I didn't see what McGregor's post-fight interviews that were outside of the ring. I saw the one in the ring, and you could tell how much of an act he puts on, because he was like, I actually feel really bad for Jose Aldo. Like, he's a great fighter. He deserved to be in the ring for longer than 13 seconds.
He was just like, that could really just happen to anybody.
Yeah.
That was just like, that was kind of a fluke, but
he was just like, nobody can handle my left hand.
Right.
Every time I hit somebody with the left in the jaw, they just go unconscious. It's just 100% success rate. And he had predicted that that's exactly what was going to happen. He was like, he throws really, really wild rights. I'm just going to catch him with the left when he's not expecting it. He's going to be open and he's going to drop. Anyway, Joe Rogan, I can tell this go-go juice is starting to kick in now. So, and for those who just joined, who weren't here at the beginning, we're drinking some go-go juice, half Red Bull, half Mountain Dew.
Yes, it's pretty delicious.
Inspired by Honey Boo Boo. But Joe Rogan's interviewing Jose Aldo, who's openly weeping like a child when he lost. I think it's okay for sports winners to cry when they win. Like, you're so elated that you've won. But if you cry when you lose, it's like, that's fucking weak.
Yeah.
And you could tell Joe Rogan feels the same way, because Jose Aldo was like, this wasn't even a fight. And Joe Rogan was like, oh, it was a fight. It was just a really, really short fight. That's actually what he said to him. And Aldo's just like crying. And Rogan was just like, you don't deserve a rematch, basically. Like, if you can't even last 15 seconds in a fight, you don't automatically get a rematch.
McGregor said the same thing. He's like, I don't really think he earned like a direct rematch. I'll give it to him. I think he needs to go back and fight and then named off like 2 guys.
Yeah.
He's like, the best thing to have is options, and I got them. So going back to Ireland.
Yeah, but
did you see the plane of people from Ireland?
Yeah,
they made it to New York, and then they were going to take a flight from New York to Las Vegas. It was just like a plane full of drunken Irish, like Conor McGregor fans. They're so drunk they also start fighting like in the aisles of this plane. Right after they took off from New York to Vegas, and they just like the plane just kind of went up and turned around, like landed. They just like, get these drunk Irish people off this plane.
That sucks so bad for them because they didn't get to go see that fucking fight.
They made it from Ireland to New York, but they just
couldn't make it to Las Vegas.
Yeah, they were probably just drinking Guinness and like doing like soccer chants.
Scariest fucking night to be in Vegas ever. If you're there for this fight. Don't you think?
Why do you say that?
Because all those Irish crazy people are at first off, those UFC fights, there's about 15 undercards. People are there drinking all day till midnight. The fight ends with a 1-punch knockout. Then these drunken maniacs are just loose on the town of Las Vegas.
Yeah, I've actually been to a Las Vegas boxing fight, and it's so crazy because it's in a casino. So when the fight lets out, you leave through the casino, and the casino is just so fucking crowded. Like you could see where how Tupac got killed, like that situation. There's just like fights, and I just went to Bernard Hopkins versus a No Name fight, and there's just fights going on. Everybody's so drunk because it's Vegas, and you've been drinking at the casino. Now you go to the fight, you've been drinking there, and
yeah,
it's just so crazy.
I mean, it just seems nuts. I'd love to go to a fight in Vegas. I went to a Paulie Ayala fight here in Fort Worth back when he was still kind of I mean, how big of a name fighter can you be? He was fighting at the Stockyards, but
his gym is right by my parents' house.
Really?
Right by my parents' house, this little shitty gym. But yeah, he's still training the next generation of Fort Worth fighters to
just he needs to just direct him over to the UFC. Just keep going.
Yeah, start kicking. Just quit. All right, you learn this now. Go learn your punching.
I tweeted this last night when I was live tweeting the first championship fight, and it's so true. I remember growing up, my dad was always just like, karate fucking people are just so weak, and this kick, and it's kind of it's very feminine, I think is what he thought. And then now you look at it and you're like, dude, the fuck are you thinking? You should have just put me in karate classes.
I took Taekwondo for years.
No way.
I was student of the year in Taekwondo 1 year.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Why don't you have any
foot fist way, bro?
Why don't you have any pictures in your gi and shit?
I do somewhere. My mom probably has
a mullet, your mullet that you had in your karate.
I remember I remember one time I came with a mullet, and
you have to know karate if you're rocking a mullet.
Master Park's son, Johnny Park, he made fun of me because I had a mullet, and I went home. I think I made my mom shave my head, and that was the end of the mullet. That's from that Taekwondo class. But
you tried to hide the fact that you had a mullet. I feel like for most of our friendship through high school. I never knew it.
It's not something I'd bring up. Hey guys, I had a mullet when I was. It was. I mean, it was cool back then. You kept it long.
No, you thought it was cool because your dad had a mullet. So you're like, my dad's cool. I'm cool.
No, it wasn't like that. I think that's just how they cut my hair. I think they decided I was going to have a mullet. I don't really think I had a choice in the matter. I think I cared that much until I started getting made fun of, and I was like, okay, well, let's straighten it up back there. But I took judo one time too. I went to 2 classes. It was so boring because it's just all it's basically you run and the guy flips you over for an hour. And I was like, this is stupid.
I could not picture you doing karate.
I was in Mayfest. I broke a board.
Oh,
I kicked the board. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's fucking.
I was so young. It was I didn't really learn. I wasn't learning any self-defense. I don't feel.
Yeah. Obviously not, because I know that you got in some fights at elementary school after that where I didn't ever hear of any karate moves coming out.
No, definitely not. Just fist of fury. Won some, lost some. It was all good.
Okay. So enough for UFC, NBA, Golden State finally fucking lost. I'm kind of bummed that they lost, but I'm also kind of glad because now I can get back to paying more attention to the Mavs.
Yeah, me and my wife have just been trying to catch like all these Golden State games. They constantly are playing them on NBA TV.
Yeah,
or just anything. I've been watching a lot of them now. I really wanted to quit. I'm glad too that this ended. I kind of wanted to see them get it to like 40-0 because then they had like the stretch where they were playing the Spurs.
Yeah, like
it was going to get like really like interesting, but they're 24-1 now. Steve Kerr can come back. It's cool.
They'll probably win another 10, 15 games, I bet, before they lose.
They're scheduled to like. I mean, I guess it was easy with Milwaukee. I mean, you're gonna catch back to backs. You're gonna have that. They rely so much on the three. Like it was their worst 3-point shooting night in like 2 years. They're like 6 for 23.
Oh, really? I didn't even look at the stats.
Klay Thompson was out. Trying to think what else was wrong with.
Did they get? Was it even close? I didn't see what the final score was. I just saw.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't close. No, Milwaukee just kind of put a beating on them.
I
mean, they almost lost to Boston. They went
to
double overtime.
Yeah.
It was just time for them to lose. They needed to.
I mean, you can't just win every fucking game. You just have to lose eventually in the NBA.
Yeah, Draymond Green is just amazing this year. Obviously, Steph Curry is too, but Green, Curry, Harrison Barnes, Klay Thompson. It's just a ridiculous team. They're obviously going to win another title.
Okay, but you do have to look at the fucking Spurs, and if they have to see the Spurs in the playoffs.
That's the thing with Spurs. Like they just don't play as hard during the regular season.
And they're still off to their best start, like in franchise history.
They know what to do to get like the 1 or 2 seed, and they just don't play. Duncan plays his 20 minutes a night.
Yeah,
it's in theory what we are supposed to be doing with Dirk, but he's just like playing so good this year.
Well, we don't have a deep ass bench like San Antonio. Oh, you can't even compare the Mavericks to San Antonio. I mean, it's just
I know
they're just way fucking better.
Yeah, but hey, it's good to see those old guys like playing good still, though. I mean, Dirk is an all-star this year.
Yeah,
there's probably 3 all-stars coming from Golden State. I don't really know what kind of stats Duncan's putting up. Aldridge is like, I know he's just amazing right now.
He's like doing his like 18 and 10 thing, like how he does, and he's even come out and said, I haven't even found my groove yet. He's kind of complained. Yeah. It seemed like a little bit of a complaint to me that like he doesn't think that they've really figured out how to use him to his full potential yet.
Right.
It's like you're a fucking idiot. You're questioning Greg Popovich and that coaching staff.
He would just bench Aldridge if he felt disrespected.
Yeah, cut him probably. I just remember when he was talking about the DeAndre Jordan situation. They were just like asking him, "What would you have done?" He's like, "Fucking never like going to somebody's house and camping out in front of somebody's house. Like if they don't want to come here, just fuck them."
Yeah.
Like, I don't want that player if I have to like go do all that shit.
Right.
But yeah, anything else with sports? NFL, we're doing a show kind of backwards today. We're doing the sports first because the UFC shit was like so popular.
Yeah, NFL. It's that time of year we're about to start getting the snow games.
Yeah.
Except it's like 80 degrees all across the country, which is weird.
Who do you think is going to make the fucking playoffs out of the NFC East? I mean, which team is going to win that fucking division?
Giants?
Probably, right?
Yeah, they can pull. It's going to be like a 6 or 7 win team to win it. It's whoever it is, they're going to get their ass kicked.
Yeah, they're going out.
I could see Arizona possibly like going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And the NFC is just so weak this year that maybe Green Bay picks it back up. The injuries just kind of killed them this year. Eddie Lacy just turned fat and shitty.
I don't think Carson Palmer has ever won a playoff game, though. Unless he did. No, he didn't go to the playoffs when he was with the Raiders, did he?
No.
Surely not. I know he didn't win any with the Bengals.
No, he didn't. And then he got injured last year.
Yeah,
they start off like 10-0, and then he got hurt.
They were like kind of the early favorites for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they had to roll out like Josh Skeleton.
Yeah, and they still like had a shot. Everybody thought. That's how fucking good their defense was.
Well, you start off 10-0. If you just win 2 more games, you're 12-4.
Yeah, you get like a bye, most likely.
Yeah. Carolina's clearly getting a bye. Probably Arizona too, or right? Are they separate divisions? Are they in the same?
Don't know.
Yeah, they're obviously in separate divisions.
They have to be.
Yeah,
separate sides of the country.
Right. Yeah. So those are probably going to be your 2 buys. Then you have like the Giants, Green Bay.
Yeah.
Anybody could make the playoffs at this. Atlanta. I don't know. Every team's going to be so horrible that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Because New England, Denver, it's going to be Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. You got so many good teams in the AFC this year. The playoffs are going to be crazy. Anything can happen. Just depends on like what city, the weather.
Yeah. You have your the Chance and Nabe show fantasy league playoffs start today, or started on Thursday. I guess.
Yeah. I got a big day from Cam Newton.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to keep up with that. I missed the fucking playoffs basically by 1 point. Had I not tied that one game against what's his name, the Viking.
Oh, George.
Yeah. I would have been in the playoffs. So 1 point I missed the fucking playoffs by. Anyway, there's some crazy shit going on in Texas right now.
As usual.
Going on around everywhere around the country. We're not big gun control advocates, really. We want common sense fucking regulations.
Yeah. I don't even think we should ban assault rifles.
No,
it's the market. The market is too flooded with them. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. At this point, it's like it's not unreasonable to have something like that in your house.
Right.
These fucking guys at UT, though, just having them in their house is not enough.
No.
They want to fucking go into the middle of downtown Austin, basically.
Right. Where there's a little history, like with UT and the mass shooting.
Yeah.
The shooter in the tower. This is why assault rifles are so scary. This was 50 years ago. God, what is that guy's name? Anyway, it's Charles something. He climbs the bell.
Charles Whitman.
Yeah, Charles Whitman. He climbs the bell tower and shoots a bunch of people at UT.
Yeah, like one of the first major mass shootings like that to occur.
Yes, and he was doing this is like a single, like he's just like
boom,
boom, boom, just picking them off. He's apparently a really good shot.
He was like a sharpshooting Marine, basically.
Yeah, and so basically what's going on right now is these gun advocates, they want campus carry. They want colleges to allow, because colleges can opt in or opt out of this
right now because it just went through the Texas legislature just passed the law saying they have the option of allowing it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so some colleges are opting out. And now has UT opted out?
I'm not sure if they just haven't made a decision yet.
I think they haven't made a decision yet. So people are protesting. So what they did to protest it was they staged a fake mass shooting
where they all showed up, and everybody's seen this, where the gun rights advocates, or at least maybe everybody hasn't seen this. Maybe this is just a fucking thing that we see here in Texas and down in the South. But
I think this is like a strictly Texas thing.
Because this happens all the fucking time here.
Yeah.
Like people will show up famously it happened a couple weeks ago at the mosque. Like somebody showed up at the fucking mosque in like Grapevine.
Yeah.
And it was like some fucking little weird fringy militant group showing up with like these really scary fucking looking guns. They're basically just really high tech rifles. They're not like machine guns. But
right.
Have you ever fired an AR-15? You know just like how precise a fucking killing machine it is. That's all it is. It's not like you could hold the trigger down and you're just mowing people down like a machine gun, but it fires with ease.
Yeah.
You could kill a fuckload of people with that thing.
It's designed it's the gun you take when you need to go kill a large group of people in a public setting.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what it's designed for. It's not designed for killing animals.
Whether
you're not dove hunting with your AR-15.
Yeah. Whether you're using it defensively or not, you would be very lucky to have an AR-15 handy in a mass shooting situation.
Oh yeah, I said, I'm not even saying we need to ban assault rifles.
No, but you can't have AR-15 open carry on a fucking college campus. You can't have people walking into a fucking classroom.
I think most people can agree that when we're talking open carry, I don't even like open carry. I love concealed handgun licenses. I think it worked.
Yeah.
I think it was like it's enough, but if people are going to open carry whatever, you don't need to be open carrying assault rifles. That's just scary. I don't want to be standing at Starbucks with some dude with like an AR-15 on his back. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And if you do that, you either one, have a small penis, or two, you're just like trying to intimidate somebody.
Yeah, that's all it is intimidation. And that's what I see. I remember when the open carry first passed when I was living in Oklahoma a couple years ago. They were like one of the first states that were in this trend. Pretty soon, every state's going to have open carry. That's just the way that it's going. And that's the states are like amending their constitutions to allow it.
Right.
So the federal government can't do anything about it. And I don't think the federal government really wants to do anything about open carry. But a guy walked in like 2 days after that happened, double fucking shoulder holster handguns. Like just some regular fucking dude, not a police officer, just somebody coming into Starbucks, like a double protest. Because Starbucks had asked people not to carry guns in their stores.
Right. And I think this too goes hand in hand why there's so many police shootings. And so, because cops got to be scared, like with all this stuff. Like,
I think so too.
Yeah.
And you get these lunatic Southern sheriffs that I see this all the time around here that are just like making YouTube videos. Somehow they figured out how to fucking post on YouTube.
Oh, God.
And they're just like stating that they want people to arm themselves because of the Muslim like intrusion. And then these gun rights
talking about
groups,
the Ellis County guy.
Well, there was also a guy in Oklahoma that just did this. One of my friends posted a video, and I was like, yeah, every fucking small town, there's a couple, every county has like some crazy sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
And the gun rights advocates are using these videos as proof to say, look, law enforcement appreciates when the citizens are armed. Which maybe that's true, but they probably don't appreciate when they're walking onto a fucking college campus with long guns, rifles and fucking AR-15s and killing machines, and staging a big fake mass shooting where people are covered in blood and
they covered in blood and like had a big group of people. It's like supposed to show you what could happen if there's a mass shooting.
Yeah,
which I'd always like. I just don't think. Turning into the Wild West, like what's going to happen on these mass shootings? Like when it starts happening, like, oh, thanks for the go-go juice, bro. I think, all right, there's like, all right, when this mass shooting happens, we got to have good guys with guns. Like you're gonna have the wherewithal. Like people are dropping and like getting shot, and you don't know where it's coming from, but you're just gonna be okay. All right, oh, there he is, bam. All right, I saved the day.
It's a hero fantasy. We've talked about that.
Like blow the smoke out of the barrel. But yeah, it is the hero fantasy. It's the Ben Carson, like Popeyes.
I wouldn't just sit there. It's like, yes, ideally you would like to think that you wouldn't just sit there, but your first reaction is just going to be that you're paralyzed in fear because you're basically in a war zone at that point.
Yes. It is crazy. So our thing is, Chance and Nabe would just like to say, screw you to the guys putting on this protest.
Just quit being assholes. I mean, and another level of assholeness is that they're doing it during the kids' finals.
Right. What I don't understand is there have been no laws to like take away your rights as like a gun owner.
No.
And so you're essentially protesting nothing.
No, you're protesting Facebook memes that your fucking racist uncle posts that aren't even based in fact.
There's like legitimately stuff. If you like have a problem with maybe like some privacy issues or like your rights being taken away on the internet or stuff, Google some stuff. You can find something to get mad about, and it'll be like you can have a reason to. But this, I don't understand. Like, there's just no need you're wasting your time. It's already, you can't get any more like relaxed gun laws in this state.
Yeah. And all that the federal government really wants to do, or at least the liberal side, is to close some of the loopholes, like the fucking gun show loopholes and the person-to-person sale loopholes, where you can literally just sell a handgun to someone with no background check.
Right.
It is 100% legal. That's actually crazy.
Right. Obama's like suggestions are, one is to ban the sale of assault rifles.
Yeah.
Now, what I try to explain to people is
he can't do that though.
He can't do that, and it's not going to happen, but he has to come because he's going to have to like concede half of these ideas.
Yeah.
So you got to pick some that you're going to be like that are unrealistic. So, okay, I'll take this out, but we need to get this in, and that's how like politics works. So, no one's taking away your guns.
No,
nobody's gonna be knocking on the door like, "Excuse me, sir, need your guns? Hand them over." We're the they're gonna be wearing like a swastika or whatever you think is happening.
Yeah,
it's all right, guys.
That's like the main argument. I guess.
Hey, nobody's putting you in FEMA camps.
Jade Helm was not an attempt to take away your fucking assault
Jade
rifles.
Helm came and went. It was some soldiers running some drills, guys.
I saw a pretty good tweet the other day about these people staging this thing at UT, the fake mass shooting, where it was like, God damn it, why the fuck didn't Obama like take advantage of Jade Helm and arrest all these motherfuckers when he had a chance? Like we should have used Jade Helm to get all these people out of the country. Put them into camps.
Yes, it's just it's people just getting their news from social media. Basically, it's become Facebook is the new newspaper for about, I would say, 25% of our population.
Yeah,
it's sad, but whatever. Get your news from Blab. I am.
Yeah. All right, stream with us this week. We're watching Master of None.
Yes. I say this every week. What maybe my favorite episode?
I fucking love Claire Danes. Don't you?
I've been on the Claire Danes bandwagon since My So-Called Life, when she's trying to bang Jordan Catalano, and that I remember when that show came on MTV. It was like the Dawson's Creek before. It was Dawson's Creek, but it wasn't on network television. That's back when some people had cable and some people didn't.
Yeah.
Before now, everyone just has fucking every channel you can imagine. But Claire Danes was on My So-Called Life on MTV, and the show was a little cutting edge. Like it was just like about young people, and they were like thinking about doing it, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
She
and there was like a gay guy on there.
Yeah.
And that was like before gay people were on TV.
That was like probably the first gay person be acknowledged on television. That like Hispanic kid, what was his name?
He's on the West Wing too.
Tweet at us if you remember that guy's name. He's on the West Wing. I did not know that.
Yeah.
But back to Claire Danes, she has this appeal to her, and I don't know what it is. I haven't put my finger on it. But
she's extremely attractive. She has a beautiful fucking smile. She seems extremely flirtatious. Everything she does is really sexual. I mean, it's very obvious to me what it is.
No, okay. I mean, I kind of agree. Your smile, but maybe you're a little more into Claire Danes than I am, but you seem to be a pretty big fan.
Well, I just watched that show. I watched the episode this morning when I woke up, and the episode's all about her being like this sexual being.
Yeah.
And I also was really into the first 2 seasons of that fucking show she did on Showtime that I obviously wasn't that into it because I can't remember the name of it, where she's the CIA.
House of Cards.
No. House of Cards. You just still haven't watched House of Cards?
No. What was that show that she was on?
It's still going on.
She's interrogating people, and then she's like banging them. And
yeah, she's like banging the terrorist who's that ginger dude. You might have to move him into your top 3 gingers.
Huh.
Maybe above Prince Harry even after that show.
No.
A ginger terrorist? I don't know. That's really pulling off.
Yeah.
Something.
Is he Irish? Is he on the part of the IRA?
No, he's like an American soldier that gets radicalized when he gets captured by some terrorist organization that's supposed to be like Al Qaeda.
I'm glad I never got into that show. That sounds ridiculous.
Well, it's like a Bo Bergdahl. It's fucking like the same. I have no idea if that's how you pronounce his name, but it's like the guy that the new serial is over.
Oh yeah, the new serial is going to be over Bo Bergdahl, which is going to be great because his story, there's like some holes in it. But
yeah,
we'll get into we might do a little listen with us on some serial on that, but
we have to, because we can put that in our metadata and we'll get about 5 billion more views and listens to talk about serial.
Well, there it is.
We'll be following serial.
Yes.
Anyway, so back to episode 5.
I thought episode 5 of Master No was great. When I saw that Claire Danes was going to be the woman he was having, the married woman he was banging, I was like, okay, this isn't believable. But
Yeah,
they pulled it off in a like believable way.
Well, because he's like so shocked by it. But when you look at the guy that she's married to, Aziz Ansari is like a fucking Brad Pitt compared to this fucking guy.
Yeah, he was on the Truman's the Claire Danes' husband in this real asshole. He comes in and Aziz is trying to get
Okay, hold on. Let's go back. So what's happening in this episode, if you haven't seen it, is Aziz Ansari meets Claire Danes at this, I guess it's an office party for his friend. He's going along as like a third wheel because she's trying to like bang this other chick. He meets Claire Danes in the bar. They start making out, drinking, smoking weed. They go back to her house, and he sees like that she's married. He sees the pictures of her husband all over the place. She tries to lie and say it's her brother, but he's like, "Why are you getting married to your brother in that picture?" Anyway, so go ahead with the Truman Show guy.
Okay, so then Aziz, like next day, he's at or a couple of days later, he goes to get an what was the sundae called? Do you remember? You watched
Fuck,
this?
I can't remember.
It says the funniest name, but he goes to order the sundae, and the guy in front of him orders it. And so Aziz is next in line. And then Claire Danes' husband just comes in, just a random meeting. Like, he doesn't know who Aziz is. And he just cuts in line and orders the same thing that Aziz was going to get. And he takes a bite of it. And he's like, "Ugh, this tastes like shit," and just throws it away, like walks out. And he's just like on his cell phone, just ultra douchebag.
Just being like super rude to everybody.
Yeah, New York, just he's like Wall Street, just dickhead.
Yeah.
And Aziz saying, "Oh my God, what the fuck? Why did you do that?" Yeah, and and then Aziz tries to order the same thing because he wanted one. There's like, "Sorry, sir, that was the last one." He's like, "But he cut." And then he realizes, he puts two and two together, that he remembers the picture, and he's like, "Oh man, that was like the husband."
And so I guess we left this part out. He didn't have sex with Claire Danes when he realized she was married. And she's like, "I'm going to put my number in your phone when you decide to change your mind and like come back and have sex with me." And he's like, "God damn, you're like so confident."
Yeah.
So then then the ice cream thing happens. Yeah. And he's like, "You know what? Fuck that guy. I'm going to go fuck his wife."
Okay. And then no. He takes the other girl out.
Which other girl does he take out? I can't remember.
The one he meets that is just trying to get the free meal from him.
Oh yeah,
and she's not paying attention.
They're like online dating.
Yeah, it's like on he found her on like Tinder, and he takes her to like dinner, and she's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, whatever." I think she orders like another entree.
She gets a to-go food. Yeah.
He's like, "Are you sure?" And then Claire Danes just happens to be there, and that girl gets up and goes to the bathroom. Claire Danes is like, "Yeah, nice date you got going on. Who the fuck is this?" And she's like, "Look, this isn't. You're not doing anything here. Who are you fooling? Like, come back and fuck me." And he's like, "Okay, all right, I will." And he goes and he fucks Claire Danes.
And then Truman Show guy comes home and
his like flight gets canceled. Classic like got caught porno story.
Yeah.
But, so the show,
except it doesn't end up with like a threesome, like it would in a porno.
Yeah, so it just ends up that guy flips out, and he was just like, "Wait, I know you. You're for the ice cream shop." He's like, "Yeah, that was like a dick move you pulled, like cutting in front of me." He's like, "Well, you have to go fuck my wife." He's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry," and he just like tries to run out, get his clothes, and so then about it's like a month later, and he's at
a different ice cream shop, isn't he?
No, it's not an ice cream shop. He might have had.
Oh, he's just like buying it's like some fucking store where he's like buying gifts or something.
Yeah, he's buying gifts, and he runs into them, and they're just like, "Oh, that's the best thing ever." Like, we just started like talking, and
like I was really like super coked up when I saw you at the ice cream shop. Sorry, like I'm like in treatment, and it's all good.
Yeah, it was just a hilarious ending.
Yeah, it's a really good episode. Still like loving that show, even though I've watched it all the way through. I'm loving going back and rewatching the episodes.
Oh yeah, great show. Did you ever go back and finish Gilmore Girls, or we?
No.
Yeah, Gilmore Girls is dead. We had gotten feedback from people. They're just like, "We have to quit listening when y'all talk about Gilmore Girls." So we had
okay, just my brother-in-law told me that. That's all, and I was like, "That's enough." for me to just like give it up because I wanted to give it up anyway.
Yeah.
If you have any suggestions on what we should do for Stream With Us off Netflix or
we only got a few
Prime
more weeks left with Aziz.
Yeah,
then that'll be done. But we did start something we completely forgot to write down: the challenge, Bloodline.
Oh yeah, fuck. Okay, did you watch the second episode?
Yeah, it's awful. It's
we forgot for a reason.
It's so awful that you can't quit watching it though.
It's embarrassing. Like I've been a closet watcher of the MTV's The Challenge, which if you don't know, it's a show where they take ex people from the real world, and it used to be the show called Road Rules.
Right, it's the Real World Road Rules Challenge, but it's gone on so long that a lot of people watching
canceled, so.
Yeah, a lot of people watching this show weren't alive when Road Rules got canceled because it got canceled like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's basically the same cast of characters. They thrown some new people in from other shows. I don't know when they did that. But some people I don't know. I know all the Real World and Road Rules people. Johnny Bananas. Looks like CT is going to be on at some point in this season. Abram's coming.
He's got a similar to like a Mike Tyson head tattoo.
Abram's gonna like fuck shit up. Like Cara Maria.
He gets sent home for fighting every time. Every time he's ever been on any MTV show. Road Rules. He was actually a Road Rules guy.
Yeah.
He got thrown out for beating up that like big fat black guy who was like constantly picking on him and trying to act like a gangster, and Abram just destroyed him.
Yeah, he beat the shit out of him. His girlfriend is on the show, and she just gave somebody a hand job in episode 2.
Tom, who just went to the challenge on episode 2 and won. After Cara Maria jerked him off, then she won the challenge, got to send him to the elimination round. So picked the guy that she just jerked off to go to the elimination.
It's crazy.
And then he came back. So I don't know what's going to happen with that.
If anybody doesn't watch the challenge too, is what MTV does to make the show is they pick these kids up from an airport. They put them in a limo. They booze them up. They get them to this house, and they put them all together. There's just a bunch of bunk beds.
And they're all like so sexually charged.
Yeah, they all are just so horny. And I'm talking like episode 1. We're basically going over the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
But episode 1. I'm talking like hours into this thing, people are already cheating on their like girlfriends and boyfriends. It happens
every time. The Real World is exactly like that too.
Yeah,
they're just I'm coming in, like I got like special someone at home, and then they go to the bar, and then they
night
so ashamed. They're like, "Fuck!"
Oh man, they're gonna find out.
And it shows them what's so fucked up about it is that they film them like calling their significant others, and them pretending like they haven't just been cheating on them,
right?
But like they have to fess up at some point, and they're just putting it off because this episode's gonna air. So eventually, they try to get the honesty points and like tell them.
Corey, one of the cast members, you see,
I
tried to get him to come on the show and talk about all the pootie that gets thrown at him just being like Real World cast member. He liked it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe he'll come on the show. We had this idea where we were going to get the most D-list Real World people, like not the top ones like Johnny Bananas or CT or somebody, but we probably couldn't get that. Maybe we could.
No.
If you gave Johnny Banana $200, I promise.
Oh yeah, if you paid
he would
him,
do,
of course,
maybe $50. Some of those people, I guarantee you, if you gave them $50, they would come on our podcast and talk for hours
and give us all the intimate details.
Yeah. Well, I bet if you just flew them into Dallas and put them in a hotel and paid for an Uber ride to like a bar, they would do it because that's how they make their money.
Oh my god! If you could get some drinks in them first, I didn't even consider that. That's actually genius.
Yeah, we should do it. We could get all the deets on the challenges. But okay, so the whole premise of this show is the MTV personalities, they are bringing a family member, and that you're on a team with your family member.
At least for the first 2 episodes.
So, and basically into the second show, TJ Lavin, he's still alive and kicking it. And he's just like, episode 2 ends with, all right, we're going to switch up the teams. Everybody's like, bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
Like, what are we going to do?
Like, it's going to be like brother against brother, twins against
brother
twins.
against brother.
And they're just like, my family.
What they're doing is they're just going to switch. They're going to put the guys and girls together so that it's like start like trusting each other and then banging.
Yeah,
because that's what it always leads.
That's
to.
the whole show. But normally they have like some really cool challenges where they take them on top of a fucking.
I love the
10-story building.
That's I don't like them just getting drunk. It makes it.
Yes, you do kind of. It's kind of funny.
It's funny, but it does make me. I feel like so bad for him. Like, just I don't know. The girls always end up looking like so bad. And
yeah,
I really my favorite parts are the challenges, and when somebody like messes up, and they're like, I like it when they mess up and they're like real mean to each other. Like,
yeah,
they take it so seriously. Like in the poster review, like it's your brother, and basically he just like didn't eat enough grasshoppers.
Yeah,
and you're just like, I hate you. You just ruined my life, like, you piece of shit. Like,
you ruined my life of a possibility of getting $50,000 in prize money, of which is taxed at 50%. So you're getting like 20 grand. I mean, 20 grand is nothing to like sneeze at, but I mean, it's not like enough to like tear twin brothers apart.
Yeah, they don't get paid like hardly anything. They like really have to win to get the money.
Yeah,
so that's why they take it so seriously. I think they get paid like $5,000 to do the show.
Those are like the veterans
to quit their job.
None of them have jobs. First off, their jobs are like all the real fit ones are like CrossFit instructors.
Yeah, it's like take like a month out of your life and come to like Cabo.
Yeah,
and they don't like give them food.
They like withhold food. I've read like so much stuff and listened to so many interviews, but they like withhold the food and then they just dole out the alcohol like when like it's prime time for them to basically hire cameramen that they probably also don't pay anything. They're like, okay, we go to Thailand, so there's like no labor laws. Then we can just like put these people in a fucking shitty house. I mean, it's actually a really nice house, but it would be like living in a sorority house or something.
Right? Yeah, it's like bunk beds. It's weird. And we talked about this too, about they were doing a lot of eating, and like this one couple, this one random hookup people were eating turkey and crackers, and then just started like having sex or like making out. And I was like, that's so gross. You just have like turkey and cracker all up in your mouth. Like,
well, this is like how dumb they are. Well, okay, so they go to the bar. This is like what they do. They shuttle them out to a bar. They're just like all taking so many shots.
There's just a party bus that takes house to bar. That's the only place you're allowed to go. Is the bar.
They can't even like go grocery shopping or anything. So the bus ride home, like this happens every episode. Every time they go to the bar, half the people are like puking. A fight breaks out. Like somebody has to get carried back into the house. Once they get back into the house, it's like two drunk girls, normally Nani and somebody else, are just like blackout drunk, and they're just like, fucking, oh, you fucked my boyfriend like last season or something. And it's just so fucking ridiculous.
And as the season goes on, you'll see then they get them drunk to the point where the girls just like start making out with each other, and stuff like that. Like, Anissa, like, you know, she might have her eye on a girl or a guy. Like, you never know with Anissa. Anissa's like,
oh yeah, she's like bisexual. I forgot, because she used to be like a couple with another girl who was on there, who hasn't been on there in a long time. But good life decision. I feel bad when you don't see somebody like Anissa, because she's literally like one of the originals. She's been on the show probably 10 times.
I think she's on the original challenge.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And she was like, I don't know, she was on The Real World in its infancy, like those first couple of years. And it's like just really sad because you know she can't have anything going on to just be able to pick up and leave.
I watch The Real World like every year till I even watched San Diego. I probably watched like 7 seasons of The Real World. I'm too proud to admit that.
I missed a lot of seasons, but I started watching again like 2 years ago when they started switching it up and bringing the exes into the house. That's what they do on The Real World now. It's like the people come into the house, and then after like 3 weeks, after everybody's hooked up, they bring in their significant others into the house without telling them, and they don't know when they're going to come. So like somebody's girlfriend would just come in and move into the house, and the guy's already like fucking some other girl. So there's like fights between all 3 of them, and like alliances are all made, and everybody in the house like hates all the people that come in. It's so fucked up. It's the most fucked up concept ever.
Huh.
It's really sad, but it makes
sold.
for great drama.
Yeah. But my main watching things have been I've been watching a lot of like house flipping shows. this thing called The Curse of Oak Island. Man, I've been really into that. But
you know what you shouldn't be into? Adam Sandler's Ridiculous Six.
Okay. I started a new job and I had two I just been going busy all week. I was supposed to watch this, I wasn't able to. Go ahead and go through you. Tell us what happened.
I made it 20 minutes in. It was really hard for me to pay attention. Starts off Adam Sandler. Okay, no, it's not even Adam Sandler at the beginning. It's Steve. Oh fuck, what's the guy that's in it that did the nature show that was like a Happy Madison production?
Strange
Steve Zahn. Steve Zahn.
Strange Wilderness. One of the funniest movies of all time.
It is extremely funny.
Me and you will watch it. I guess we watched it right now. We would just laugh the whole time. But.
Yeah, it's just like the most like infantile humor, but it's a great fuck. It's one of the better Happy Madison movies that doesn't have Adam Sandler in it. So Steve Zahn, it's all the same people from all the Happy Madison movies, basically. Steve Zahn is like, fuck, does he have somebody arrested? I don't know. Steve Zahn's in it he does like a cameo. Then Nick Nolte comes in. He's Adam Sandler's dad. Adam Sandler has been given up to be raised by Indians. I didn't make it, or Native Americans, American Indians, whatever the fuck. I didn't get far enough to figure out how that happened, but Nick Nolte was like an absentee father. And the joke, there's really no jokes in the first 20 minutes. There was nothing that was fun. I don't know if they're trying to be funny. The main thing was that Adam Sandler was really good with the knife. And so was his dad. Like his dad threw a knife and stuck it in, it's like cut a hole in a water jug. And Adam Sandler can like throw it from his teepee, like all the way across the field and like stick it in the same hole. That's how the jokes are in the movie. That's the whole fucking plot of the movie. He's really good with the knife.
Now, is this movie is it like rated R, or is it like is it Billy Madison stuff? Could like my kid watch it?
Probably, if you want your kid to just be really bored. I don't think your kid would watch it.
Really?
But, yeah,
I let my son watch. Not Billy Madison, not Happy Gilmore. Which one? My son was watching an Adam Sandler movie and loved it, and it made me think I need to go back. And I think I can let him watch Tommy Boy. Like,
yeah.
I know that's not Adam Sandler, but that was always like a good one. That's like so funny with like, just it's aimed at young people humor.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think he could probably watch this. I don't know if it even got a rating. I don't know if it's made for Netflix stuff gets ratings in that way. But
are you like, man, Adam Sandler? It's just is it just getting too old, same bit, or is it just is he trying to do something new? Like, what's wrong with this?
I just feel like it's probably what happened is he had written this script. He shopped it to Sony, and the Sony hacks happened and exposed that they didn't like fucking want anything to do with them anymore. He had no choice but to take it to Netflix because nobody would pay him for this piece of crap.
But he had so much money to like, why not just be like, hey, I have hundreds of millions. I have Seinfeld money. Like,
yeah, he does.
Like
he's probably actually has more money than Seinfeld, possibly.
With this Netflix deal, yeah, I think that bumped him over Seinfeld money.
Just because he's been relevant since Seinfeld, he's still relevant, you know?
Right, yeah.
But it's just, it's not good.
This is the first of like 6 movies he's going to make for Netflix.
We'll see. We'll see if that actually pans out. If they might just pay him to just go away.
I swear they paid him like up front. Like they just gave him like $150 million. Like, give us 6 movies.
I can't imagine that anyone's watching it. I would be curious to see what the critics say, but I can't be good.
This is a thing. Like, I think could end up being the downfall of Netflix if they start getting these actors. Is one thing the Hollywood studio does. They screen these movies. They get feedback.
Yeah, they do like focus groups constantly.
Yeah, and they're just like, all right, what do you got to film? Like, give me half of it. Let's see. Oh, it comes back like, hey, they hate it. This is maybe too racist. This is too violent. You know, this whatever. Yeah. I think Netflix is just like, here's our checkbook. Do what you want.
They're giving them like
an artist.
They're giving them the Louis C.K. deal,
right? And the which is the Aziz deal. Aziz is like doing what he wants, and it's working out good because they've been smart with who they've picked to do these Netflix originals. I think we're gonna start seeing it, like the downfall,
A lot
maybe
of
season
failures.
2 of like the Pablo Escobar show, Narcos.
Well, those they probably don't have to pay anything for that. They're not probably didn't pay Aziz Ansari very much money. But you have to give Adam Sandler like a fuckload of money if he's going to make six.
That's what I'm saying.
films.
I'm saying like they've made good decisions so far, and
Yeah,
this is like what's going to be. I guarantee you, Tom Cruise is going to Netflix and next. Like, I'll give you 6 movies, 6 movies about Xenu and whatever. Give me 100 million, and other like older actors that are like super famous but are on that like down,
where their movies are not really making money anymore.
Yeah, I could, Tom Cruise.
I could see somebody like the Seth Rogens and people, because his movies are starting to kind of really made a lot of money, but he doesn't require a lot of money. So it would be, I think he could do something that would be funny enough on his own because he's written so much. I mean, Adam Sandler's written a fucking ton of movies too, but Seth Rogen's still relevant to the youth. Right. That are going to stream. I could see somebody like that getting a good deal and making 6 good movies because he fucking comes out with like a movie a year that he writes.
Yeah, I could see.
But he probably doesn't have to do that yet. I don't think somebody like Tom Cruise is ever going to do it, but because he'll be making Mission Impossible movies till he's like 70.
I don't know. I don't know with Tom. You never know. Maybe with all the Scientology stuff, maybe the studios don't want to touch him anymore.
Maybe, yeah, something like that could happen. It turns out he actually like has slaves and shit like in his house, like women.
Right. Yeah. Shout out to Jeff Jesse, by the way. Fan on. I know you from Twitter.
Yeah.
Fans joined in on the Blab I Am. We got a few people watching.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Send a question. Do what you got to do.
Yeah. What else do we have? If we don't get to any questions.
No questions. Anything else? Anything else in the news? Any Empire? Have you been keeping up with Empire?
No, I didn't even watch the finale.
Lucius is crazy. It is he's out of control. Basically, Marissa Tomei has stolen Empire from him. They voted him out. He's not controlling Empire anymore. Hakeem was the deciding vote in the boardroom. Like Cookie gave Hakeem her vote because she was performing at a prison. And it was time to leave, but she wanted to see this girl that she used to, that she was going to get a record deal for when she got out. But then the girl murdered somebody in there, so she got life. The girl was the brat.
Oh my god!
And Jesus. So Cookie missed getting to the meeting in time, so she signed over her proxy to Hakeem. She's like, "Vote for your daddy. This is we may hate him, but this is ours. This is the Lion family's. We own this. We can never let anybody take it." So she goes and has a heart-to-heart with the brat. And I was like, "Oh man, I could have got you a record deal." Then the brat does a little concert for
why the brat? They couldn't get anyone other than the fucking brat.
Exactly. Okay, so then they vote. Hakeem's just like, there's like aye or nay, and everybody's like aye, nay. And it comes out to Hakeem. He's like, nay. And it's like Lucius is like mean bugging him, and he's like, "You're dead to me." And they go on and through the whole show they're announcing Grammy nominations, but they call it something else. I guess they couldn't get the Grammys to sign off on it. And they get to at the very end, it's like, all right, and record of the year is so and so Jamal for his song, and the last Lucius Lyons for Boom Boom Boom.
Oh my god.
And so at the very end it ends with Jamal looks at him, he's like, "All right, this is cool, Pop." Like, you know how Jamal's on that, and Lucius looks at him, he's like it's game on, bitch. Or this is something ridiculous. This is being so mean to him, like he is to Andre. Oh, and okay, before that, what you missed too is Lucius on. God, getting them all mixed up. Okay, Jamal went straight for like.
You told me that.
Yeah, he was he banged Alicia Keys just like because he loved her music so much.
Oh my god.
And she was Sky Summers. I don't know who what they were trying to do with that angle, and then they just directly she was getting kind of jealous because she's like, "What's up with us?" He's like, "I still love men." She's like, I know, baby." and that was it. But yeah, Empire mid-season finale. We'll see what happens. Will Lucius get back the company? Will Jamal's like nominated? He has like the most nominations out of any artist. Like, but like Lucius is going to steal the #1 award. It's just so funny because he's just so mean to his kids.
Yeah,
it's like I feel like Terrence Howard is just so true as an act, like just being a dick in the show.
Yeah,
he's just perfect for the show.
He's openly said that actually is how he treats people in real life.
I think I'm going to go ahead and announce this without even consulting you on it, but I think it's safe to say I put up something on who the Chance Today Show Man of the Year was. I think it's safe to say it's Terrence Howard.
Oh yeah. Oh man, we didn't even do like our best of 2015.
But... Oh yeah. Oh no, we will have that coming. But yeah,
that'll be the next
Terrence
episode.
Howard. I would just like to thank him for all the show. Hey, he's kind of like been chilling out. I think he hired a new publicist or something. There's like don't ever give another interview.
Quit talking about your theories on math, please.
Yes. But yeah, Terrence Howard, it's awesome.
Yeah, he's definitely Man of the Year. We'll come out with like our album of the year. I think for me right now, it's Ryan Adams covering Taylor Swift's 1989.
Yeah, that's we should put up like categories and let the listeners vote, because my album of the year is Kanye Weezer mashup, the Yeezus the Weezus album.
Yeah. You could download that for free. Just Google it.
The one album I downloaded all year.
Yeah. Anyway, big shout to fucking Honey Boo Boo for the go-go
this
juice.
go-go juice is delicious. This might be an everyday drink.
Maybe we'll drink these every time on the show. My teeth are just like, I'm like grinding my teeth.
Yeah. The diabetes juice.
Yeah. We'll both like be checked into. We'll be live blabbing from the hospital room next week probably if we drink any more of these. Anyway, check us out on Twitter at Chance and Nabe. Big shout out to Mulholland, AM Podcast Network. Check them out on Twitter at AM Podcast Net.
Yeah. You got Mexican Trump.
Right.
At Mexican Trump 1.
Yeah.
Because somebody had the wherewithal to get at Mexican Trump. So at Mexican Trump 1, you can find some Trump.
Trump goes to Mexico.
Yeah, Trump goes to Mexico.
You can find that out at MexicanTrump.com. It's kind of blowing up.
Yeah.
Lots of fucking people reading it. I'm thinking about taking it off of free again and start the chart. I was like, please try not to get greedy. I like to tell myself, like, these people are going because it's free. They're not going to pay for it. But
right. Yeah. Hey, we're at 400 Twitter followers. That's a good accomplishment.
Yeah, we got called out as when we were kind of trolling for being irrelevant, for having too few Twitter followers. So I got motivated to kind of.
We had some future trolling to do with that guy. I got to really. What I thought would happen, that basically there's some internet personalities, and I had a theory that they might just their whole life purpose was just playing with their Twitter and Facebook accounts.
Yeah.
And one of them proved it true to me. So yeah, I'm going to get back at him, but we'll save that for the future.
Chad Prather, we're coming for you. I think I figured out what the connection to people that we went to high school is with him. I think he's married to somebody that graduated from our high school.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that. I don't know who that person is. I saw her. I don't recognize her. Probably like in the fucking FFA. We weren't in the FFA.
No.
Check out Barbecue Thug on Twitter at BBQ Thug.
Yeah, check it out.
Check out my other podcast at Podcast Marriage. Fuck, what else could we possibly have to?
That's got to be it on the plugs.
All right, guys, thanks for joining.